Love it or hate it, it's here. The 2018 WRX. This one's in the premium trim with the performance package. Today, I'm going to show you guys a walk around of the car and talk a little bit about everything that's new for 2018 and some of the stuff that is unchanged. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so let's talk about the first, probably most controversial part of the 2018 refresh, which is this front fascia. So it's all new for 2018. It's got a new gloss black grille here, and then it has this sort of satin black faux carbon fiber black insert piece here that also matches the fog light bezels. If you're familiar with the 2015 through 2017 WRX, this texture is identical to the lower diffuser on the rear bumper, but of course now they have added it here and here. This is the premium model, so it has just the standard halogen headlights, where the limited model and the STI models have new LED headlights. The premium models come with a fog light and turn signal built into the bezel, where on the limited model it has a fog light only because the turn signal is built into the headlight, and on the base model it has a turn signal only. So there's three different versions of the standard bezel depending on which trim level you get. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a close-up of what this texture looks like. It's not just satin black, it does have the texture like I mentioned. And for the front end, the bumper has been reshaped, so I'll show you guys that as well. All right, so you guys can see that there's these new body lines on the front bumper that are a lot more rounded, I guess, and contoured than the last bumper. The last bumper was much more, I guess, like geometric and solid, where this bumper has a lot more swoops and just kind of rounded edges. Of course, the fog light bezel continues into the bumper a little, whereas the other one had a definitive line in the previous WRX. I personally think that the front end looks amazing in person, and most people that have seen it in person think so as well. The headlights, like I said, are exactly the same as the previous generation. So you can swap out the headlights if you want to limited headlights. All right, guys, so another big point for the premium and limited models is they come with these new wheels, which I think look absolutely fantastic. Since this is the performance package, it also has the upgraded Jurid brakes with the red brake calipers, which I think is a little cheesy, but you know, any improvement helps with the braking. I haven't got a chance to really feel any difference. I'm still on the break-in period, so I haven't driven the car very hard, but I'll let you guys know how that feels. Something that I've already noticed about these wheels, I haven't weighed them yet. I would like to weigh them to find out how much they weigh, because they look pretty light. And another interesting thing is they actually have hollow backs on the spokes, so I would imagine that they're probably pretty lightweight. And then on the back, it's the same story. We have the 18-inch wheels with the smaller calipers. All right, so for the back side of the car, pretty much everything is the same. I added the Vortex generator on top here, but the rear bumper cover is the same as the previous generations. Taillights, exhaust, everything like that. So it's pretty much the same. Same with the inside of the trunk. All right, so with the performance package, Subaru also gets rid of the sunroof on the premium package. And another note is that Subaru has now started putting the factory mounting points back on the roof. So for you people that like roof racks, it's awesome that Subaru has added back in the mounting points from the factory for super easy mounting. Another thing to note is that Subaru added some sound deadening to quiet down the cabin of the car. They also integrated the motor for the power steering and tweaked the electronic power steering for improved feel, which again, I really haven't driven the car hard enough or long enough to notice a significant difference, but I will definitely update you guys. And under the hood we have the exact same 268 horsepower FA20 DIT engine that we saw in the last generation WRX. Not much, there's no updates here, so not much to show other than it's still there. With the 2018 WRX, the majority of the changes are on the inside. So now let's take a look at that. With the performance package, the door panels are finished in this nice leather insert with red stitching. Another change for 2018 is the addition of this little grip insert on the door handle. You'll notice right away, if you're used to the previous ones, that it has this little handle instead of just being a flat drop off. One of the main differences with the Recaros is the upper seat shape is quite different than the WRX or STI. It has a little bit more aggressive bolstering. It's not a huge difference, but it is more aggressive. And I'm not sure if it's just because mine is new, but it feels like that although the bottom portion is not higher up, it feels more reinforced, the bolstering, opposed to the standard model, which I previously had. Of course, the Recaro seats come with seat heaters as well for both. They have the ultra suede insert and leather, high quality leather for the bolstering, and the signature Recaro stitching. They feel super great sitting in them. The biggest difference you're going to notice is after driving around for about 20 minutes or so versus the standard seats. These are significantly more comfortable. When you first sit in them, you might not think they're too different, but after being in them for a commute or a little while, you'll definitely notice a difference. Something that's kind of cool that not everybody shows is the Recaro seats come with this little Recaro metal emblem here, just attached to the side. All right, so for the back seats, of course, we have the matched color theme and ultra suede insert along with the leather bolstering. All right, so more changes for the interior. We now have this black spoke on the bottom of the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is made out of real leather now instead of synthetic leather. As soon as you hop in this, the feel is way different. You notice it right away. It has this new 7-inch head unit, which is basically a neutered version of the Harman Kardon head unit. If you look, the interface and the buttons and everything is exactly the same as the Harman Kardon, just doesn't have the benefit of better audio. You guys will see how quickly this starts up versus the previous generation and connects to the phone. And as you can see, just like that, it's going. So definitely, even though it's no Apple CarPlay, it's a huge improvement over the previous generation standard head unit. And it's super responsive comparatively. I'll go over that in another video. The climate control knobs now have black outer ring instead of chrome. And then we come up here to the center display. And on the center display, you have you can see it's animated now and much more responsive. and it takes up the entire width. So you got your clock, your interchangeable 3 gauges. You have a tilt gauge, which shows the angle of the vehicle, and a traction gauge, another triple gauge, and then your boost gauge. And then it has the outside temperature, the time, and if you're using your climate control, you can see in the top left corner is where it shows that. So then moving over to the gauges, this is one of my favorite improvements. The gauges now come in this white and red theme, which to me just looks a lot more premium, and just, I guess it's a matter of preference, but other than the color, pretty much everything is the same functionality wise. So another big story is the clutch has been revised and the synchros in the transmission. I can tell you right now that the clutch is like half as light, or half as heavy rather, so it depresses with significantly less effort, and the engagement of the clutch is much more progressive and smooth. The transmission, you know, I'm still letting it break in, so it's hard to say right now, but it certainly seems like that the new synchros have a more defined feel and shift a little smoother. It's not a crazy difference, at least that I can tell right now. And the shifter bezel also has this black trim around it. And then you've got piano black for the stereo interface, and it also now comes standard with the red stitched black hood above the gauges. And unless you had a 2017, this car also has the updated headliner, which came out in 2017. It's just a little bit more premium of a material. But that's pretty much it for the showcase of the interior changes. All right, so I've shown you guys all of the changes that are specific to the 2018 WRX and the items that the performance package has, like the brakes and Recaro seats. The only thing that I haven't mentioned, which you can't obviously see, is that Subaru has done some tweaks to the suspension, which I can't really comment on yet. I'm still in the break-in period, so I'll do a follow-up video after I really drive this and put some miles on it and drive it more aggressively for the brakes and the suspension. But what do I think so far of the 2018 WRX? Well, all of these changes might seem like little tweaks that are insignificant, but when you add them all up, it makes a huge difference in the vehicle. So when you think about everything that Subaru has changed, everything from the way that these handles feel when you shut it, the leather wrapped steering wheel, the improved clutch with easier engagement in lighter pedal feel, the smoother shifting synchros, the more responsive head unit, those are all items that you interact with every single day, whether you're driving the car for performance or you're commuting. And because you touch those things all the time, every day, it adds up to be a huge difference. And I think that Subaru has really taken the WRX to an amazing spot for what it is and the value you get out of it. So I'm really excited to keep driving this, and I hope you guys follow along so that I can give you an update on the driving impressions once I get through the break-in period. If you guys have any questions, comment below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.